Guys, everyone is excited about Superman coming back, flying back. The Man of Steel. Look up in the sky. James Gunn's Superman is coming, and the trailer was pretty good. A teaser trailer. I keep saying that. Yeah, it looked okay. It looked fun, but it's only a teaser, right? We don't have the official. So James Gunn is cooking up the new DCU, the DC universe. But of course, we used to have one called the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe, and that was headed by, well, they call it the Zack Snyder, the Snyderverse, but it was also Jeff Johns, John Berg, and Walter Hamada. It was a bunch of people, more than one, of course, not, like Marvel, who is Kevin Feige, which I'm sure Kevin Feige gets input and feedback. But now we're going to deal with James Gunn, and we'll see how that falls out. But it used to be Zack Snyder. Why did the Snyderverse fail? Why did Zack Snyder essentially kill the DCEU? Let's talk about it. So guys, welcome to why or how he killed. How did Zack Snyder kill the DCEU? Well, he didn't kill it single-handedly, and I guess some people would even say he didn't kill it at all. We do know, of course, now James Gunn, everyone's getting excited about Superman. We'll see. But Zack Snyder, or the Snyderverse, right? Snyder Universe, the Snyderverse, by any measure, was a failure. Now, of course, there was Jeff Johns, there was a John Berg, and Walter Hamada, more sort of almost like the Kevin Feige's of DC, the DCEU. And then, though, Zack Snyder, who was the most influential, powerful, the Snyderverse of the DCEU. So you look at many elements, many reasons. You could even argue that there were too many, sort of cooks in the kitchen with Jeff Johns and John Berg and then Snyder. But Snyder's movies, the sort of the creative, thrust and majority, that's why people refer to the DC movies, the DCEU, as the Snyderverse. Now, by any measure and a calculation, these movies either outright bombed, failed, or were poor performing. But before we go more into, Snyderverse, Zack Snyder himself, let's look at Batgirl, of all things. Why? Because to me, to anyone paying attention, Batgirl, that debacle, that sort of fiasco that no one saw because it was never released about 2 years ago, right? They were getting ready to, excite people. 90 million was spent, almost $100 million, and then it was pulled. It was shelved, but then it was gone. It went to tax write-off. So they were like, that's it. We're never going to release this. We're going to recoup our investment. I guess get our 90 million back, and no one's going to see this turkey. I mean, Michael Keaton even did, I guess, a lot of footage, which was like a co-star, and I would have loved to have seen him, but not to be. So I bring that up and stress it. Why? Because this is a decision-making failure. Whomever at DC, Jeff Johns, John Berg, even Zack Snyder, Walter Hamada, whomever really greenlit that and thought that was a good thing and shepherded over how many, months, then they had to take a loss, which I guess for them was fine, but, a loss was taken. Now, why can we say that Zack Snyder formally or pretty much did kill and was the responsibility, the responsible one for the DCEU failure? Well, he says it himself. Now, this is from, Screen Rant. About a year or two ago, you picked the wrong guy. Zack Snyder singles out why his vision clashed with Warner Brothers. And this quote says it all. I never looked at it as the job. Oh, I'm the architect of DC. I need to create entertainment for DC that sells toys, and that is for the masses and fun for everyone. I didn't care about that. I liked Batman. I liked Superman. I wanted to make something cool. You picked the wrong guy if you wanted a product. So this to me is another, and it's great honesty from Zach to say that we couldn't play because I wasn't of the same mindset and the same mindset, the same mind frame to say that I want to make these things maybe like a production line, a corporate sort of mindset. But as we all know, fans matter. A fan base matters. So you could argue that, yeah, I'm the wrong guy because I wanted to make movies that I liked or thought were good, which is great. But there's a vision and there's a franchise to respect. When I wrote for Star Trek, I wrote episodes of Next Gen and Deep Space Nine. I couldn't just put anything down and ignore a fan base or what came before. I mean, it's different because I wasn't director. There wasn't millions and millions on the line. But so there you go. How Zack Snyder, by his own admission, sort of maybe contributed to and either killed it outright or certainly, you know, gave it ill health. Let's see what's happening with James Gunn, huh? Better days ahead, hopefully. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.